早急に取り掛かるぞ。
East 1. The Dora is north. The player is east.
I'd love to see some tile drawing magic here.
Let's see how this battle unfolds. Who's going to make the first call here? Any calls on this to pass for now? This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. The player, one step in the right direction.
The next few tiles could make a huge difference.
The player, gaining momentum.
This is the point where skill really factors in.
What to do with this top still holding back? The player, is it still no calls? Oh, the player on the left scored 3 Doras.
This north could be kept as a safe tile.
Another useless draw. The player is already 1 tile to Tenpai.
This hand looks nothing like it did at the start.
The player across discards another bam. Oh, the player on the left made a call there. Who's going to pull away from the pack? How are the players going to approach this hand? The player, Tenpai! Is this hand going to end quietly? Who will seize the win this hand? Ah, geez! The player on the right, what an incredible win off the wall!
The player on the right, a very favorable start.
The player on the right takes a modest lead. East 2, the Dora is the 7 of cracks. The player is north. How does this starting hand look to you?
A quick Tenpai is very much in the cards here.
This is not an easy spot to work around. What's going to happen to this score gap?
Maybe it is better to hold back.
Any calls on this time to pass for now? That's the last tile. Oh wow, and there's a call.
This lifts a heavy burden.
The player, is there any way to turn the tables here? Another useless draw. No one dares to make the first move. The player is already 1 tile to Tenpai.
This hand is
making a move here. Doubled up on a tile that was just discarded. The air is very tense at this moment. What to do with this still holding back? The player on the right, here we have a cheat. The player on the left, here we have a cheat. The player on the right, here we have a cheat. Have things calmed down for the moment? Who will arise victorious? The player across, here we have a cheat. The player on the right continues to the player across, here we have a cheat. We're witnessing the player. Is it time for a call?
No.
There it is! The player on the left suffers an unexpected loss.
This will be a repeat of East.
East 2, 1 counter. The Dora is the 3 of bams. The player is north. The player on the right is in first. The player has between 30 and 40,000 points.
Still very much in a position to win the game.
The stage is set. Anything can happen. The player, gaining momentum.
The next few tiles could make a huge difference.
What's going to happen to this score gap? The player, is there any way to turn the tables here? Things are at a standstill. Any calls on this? Take a pass for now. Another useless draw. The air is tense as the players take their turn. My, oh my, and there's the niche!
I'm curious to see if this develops into a confrontation.
Will it be possible to catch up here?
The player across the table has discarded
What to do with this tile? Still holding back. Ah, geez! The player across, a very swift win off the wall.
with a fine play, no doubt about it.
The player across is now a contender for first place. East 3, the Dora is the 2 of cracks. The player is west.
Let's see where this hand ends up going.
Now, let's watch how things develop. Another useless draw. Oh, making a move here. The player, 1 step in the right direction.
This is the point where skill really factors in.
The player, gaining momentum.
This hand is really beginning to come together.
The player across already calls a second meld. The player across drops a pair, and he calls on this to pass for now. The player is already 1 tile to Tenpai.
It's important to find the best possible weight.
What's going to be? The player across makes a call on what to do with this time. There it is. The player on the left suffers an unexpected loss.
This will be a repeat of East.
East 3, 1 counter. The Dora is the 2 of cracks. The player is West. How does this starting hand look to you?
This starting hand is certainly very competitive.
Is this a battle that can be won? Decided to pass on that edge weight. Any calls on this? Took a pass for now. What's going to happen to this score gap? The player, 2 tiles to temp high.
The next few tiles could make a huge difference.
The player, is there any way to turn the tables here? Another useless draw. The player is already 1 tile to temp high.
Certain tiles will fit right into this hand. Others will gradually transform.
What to do with this time? Still holding back. The player, is it still no call? Who's going to make the first call here? This table is so quiet I can hear a pin drop. The player across discards another bam. Things are at— oh wow, and there's a call. Look at that Dora. How are the players going to approach this hand? Is this hand going to end quietly? Look at that! The player, temp high!
Oh.
There it is! The player on the right suffers an unexpected loss.
With a fine play, no doubt about it.
East 4, the Dora is the 8 of bams. The player is South, heading into the final hand of the match.
The player has one final chance to make a big move.
Well, it's hard to know just how this will turn out. The player, already 2 tiles to temp high.
The dots are really coming.
Any calls on this tile? Took a pass for now. Oh, the player on the left. What to do with still holding back? The player, is it still no calls? The player is already 1 tile to temp high.
This hand is very near completion.
What's going to happen to this score gap? The player, is there any way to turn the tables here? Oh, the player on the left made a call there. No one dares to make the first move. The air is very tense at this moment. The player on the right discards another bam. Oh, making a move here. Have things calmed down for the moment? The player, temp high! The player on the right, here we have a con. The new Dora is 2 dot. How are the players going to approach this hand? Who will seize the win this hand? Here it is, I hear a roan!
With a fine play, no doubt about it.
10ドラさんバニラ
全然なってない。全てやり直せ。